Hi friends, I want to show you how to make a bowl out of clay. In order to make a bowl, we need to flatten a slab and then drape it over top of an already existing structure. So the first thing that you're going to need is your clay, got it, your bowl, and then saran wrap. Anytime that you slump or drape a piece of clay around plastic, you need to separate it with saran wrap or newspaper. The reason I'm not going to use newspaper is because newspaper crinkles and it'll leave creases in your bowl, and we don't want that. So we're going to use saran wrap. So I'm going to use the outside of my bowl, and I'm going to pull a piece of the saran wrap so that it is able to kind of just lay right on top. You do not need to tape this down. It just needs to lay right on top. Now I'm going to work on flattening my slab piece into a smaller, thinner piece that can actually go through the slab roller. You can do that with your paddle, or you could do that by banging on it. So I'm going to use the paddle to bang on it until it gets smaller. Now I have something that's ready to put through the slab roller. Now remember, it's a little different than when you're making a cup or a mug, because you need it to be wider and larger so that when it flattens in the slab roller, it gets wider. Alrighty, so now I'm ready to flatten it. I'm going to place the skinnier side towards the rolling pin, and you want it to be wide this way so that when it stretches out, it just gets larger. I'm going to close my book, my boards, and send it through. We'll see that this slab is going to make it wider. And that's what I need. I need a large circle. Circle! Now I'm going to smooth out my circle using my rib tool and a little bit of water. And you're going to want to do this on both sides. While doing this, you want to check for any air holes or air bubbles in your clay. Remember, air bubbles can turn into little bombs. We don't want anything exploding in the kiln. Then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing to the other side. A little bit of water. Now you want to take your circle stencil and place that on top and then cut that shape out. This is all extra clay. You should end up with a pretty nice even circle. Now I'm going to take my circle and drape it on top of my bowl. I'm going to gradually push down, slowly, slowly. If you push too hard, you're going to rip up here. So gradually push down. You're going to notice that you'll have a few sides that pop up, like right here and right here. In order to make those go away, we need to cut little triangles out. So slice, slice, and then we're going to scratch one side, and then overlap and blend. When you're blending, it's important to use your fingers in addition to your rib tool. So I can blend up and pull it over until I make that crease disappear. And you might have to do this one more time or 3 more times. It depends on how indented or how much your bowl is poking up. So I'm going to turn it and show you how we need to do it on this side, because that side's poking up. Cut your triangle. Scratch, overlap, and blend. Sometimes your fingers are your best tools. You'll see I have a nice structure here. Then we got to let this dry just a little bit, and then we can pop it out and do the inside. You'll notice because we made those overlaps, we're going to have creases on the inside that we need to blend as well. It's very important that we never let our bowl completely dry onto this structure, because when clay dries, it shrinks, and if it shrinks on top of this, it'll just crack it right down the middle. So after your clay has had enough time to dry a little bit, so it's almost to leather hard, but not entirely, we can work on the inside. And you're gonna do the same thing for the inside. Use your fingers to blend. It might be a little bit more challenging or difficult to use the rib, but it's possible if you turn it on its side and blend like that. And once you have all of those creases blended, you'll have your bowl made, and you can add a bottom, you can add some designs on the outside and clean up your edges. That's it.